Okay, and Jose is saying that the audio is still not great. Okay. I think we have the volume as high as it'll go. Well, I'll just try to speak louder. Is that okay?
That works.
Okay.
Now I feel like everybody's staring at me.
You sound great.
Well, good.
Okay, take it away, Jim.
All right, we'll have a call the August 15th Middleton Tourism Commission meeting to order. As I mentioned, we're going to skip down to the grant applications. First on the list is for Haunted Hustle.
Oh, we've got to do the approval of minutes first.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Approval of minutes
I
first.
should have said that.
If you have any discussion related to minutes, I'm going to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Good, second.
Miller.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That's approved. On to the Haunted Hustle half marathon grant application.
So I can just give you a quick history too. So we've provided a sponsorship for them for years. It usually ranges from 1,000 to 1,500. It's been a 2-day event in the past. Now it's only a 1-day. In the past, when it was a 2-day event, I definitely saw it more as a tourism thing because people would have to spend the night. Now it's only a 1-day, but they are adding, I think, some music features to it. They are asking for a $5,000 grant this year, and when I reached out to ask, why, I didn't get a reply. Just they are very easy to work with. They do produce a post-event report that includes zip codes, so we can kind of see where people have been coming from. And so I do think that it's a good event for us to promote, and our logo gets onto things. I would suggest keeping it at the $1,500 mark because this is a 5K and it's a business, not a nonprofit. That's my opinion on that.
Is it 5K?
Well, it's like a 5K, 10K run walk, and they've got like a pet thing and a kid thing. It's like an all-day.
Oh, in and a half.
Yeah, it starts at Kiva.
Yeah. It doesn't, and logically, it doesn't make sense to increase it from 5,000 when they're decreasing it to 1 day. That's my thought.
And they don't have room blocks. I know that that's always a question and something I have to bring up. And they're great to work with, and I like to support them. But when it comes to any kind of a for-profit marathon, 5K, that kind of thing, we do have to consider if they don't have room blocks, is it a tourism event? So that's why I brought it before you, rather than just turning around and saying, "Oh, I'll give you 1,500." But
Based on their sheet, what accounts for the $4,500, $3,500 different? I see almost 3,000 is for band, for PA, and all that stuff.
right, I think where was the Kiva? Oh, stop. Kiva's go down. Kiva's sports rental is 5,000. So basically, they're asking for us to pay for that the Kiva rental.
So the band is not something new.
I think they didn't have a band last year.
They did. They was like Bahama Bob.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that was yeah. They usually ask if we want to have a table. So that's just where I'm at. If anybody has any questions?
So sorry if I'm missing it, but did we give him something last year or previous years?
We gave them 1,500 last year. In fact, I think we've given them 1,500 for the last several years, as just like a destination partnership sponsorship.
Right.
And as far as other 5Ks go, I've given $1,000 to $1,500 to like Gilva's Run, which is a nonprofit, and the pancreatic cancer that was out of Cavalry because it's a nonprofit. I haven't. Haunted Hustle is the only, I would call it a for-profit business running marathons and 5Ks that we've given sponsorships to. But they do, in the past, they did bring quite a few people from out of town, and like our logo goes on their T-shirt and things like that. So
Did they say why they're going from 2 days to 1 day?
they didn't. I don't know if it's participation or what. They used to have like 10 different races during those 2 days.
Yeah.
There's a zombie walk and a
I've read
creature
news of
crawl.
this,
And
But the fact is that there's somebody that jumps it and they won't give you information. In fact, they're reducing it, that, it seems to be the onus is on them to tell us why there's somebody that's radically better or different than why they need the extra money. I concur with the $1,500 fee.
I would agree. I don't see any.
Yeah, I agree. We should just keep it steady with the previous years. It is a sponsorship, basically.
Something that produces very nice year for profit, what do we, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is one of our staple annual events, I would say. And it's something we always put in the visitor guide on our event calendar.
it has been a solid annual for us.
I know there's other nights, but for this type of an event, I do think people might meander downtown and shop and, or even Greenway.
1 second. I can actually, I know I,
Probably go get a beer.
not in
Although they have that many bucks.
Yeah.
They get beer.
They won't be.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
Laura, did I make
think
you
that
a
argument
co-host?
goes to why you cannot necessarily decrease it, but you know, again, compelling reasons to go on it.
On this one.
Well, wouldn't we just?
It was not recording that
find this
first part.
and then she can-
That's okay. We'll get back. Okay, so just because the recording wasn't working right there for a second, we're on the Haunted Hustle grant right now. And nothing has been voted on. It won't let me look up my
Sponsorship.
Haunted Hustle numbers from, oh, wait a minute, here we go. Haunted Hustle 22 post-event report. It doesn't give me the overall number of people who participated, but it does give locations. And there were people from California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Maryland, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. And it doesn't tell me whether or not these were college students from like UW or if there were people who came here. And then a lot of Wisconsin communities. So, okay.
What kind of do you want to suggest? Sponsorship.
Well, I mean, then what's before us is a grant for $5,000, so.
It's a grant, but everything for ours is called grant. So even like you, for Bachfest, it's a $1,500 destination partnership sponsorship, but it comes out of the same bucket. So you could just say, you would like to allocate $1,500 as a destination partnership sponsorship, and that's what I'll put in the letter.
The thing telling your experience, all of those things, they change the amounts. They don't undo a grant just because they don't, somebody asks for 10 grand, they give them 1 grand. They still let it go through and they just simply.
Yes, and that's how we do it too. Like people can apply and the commission gets to decide how much they want to give. Or if it's the right grant, because we have 2 different grants and sometimes people apply, but it's the wrong name.
Yeah, and I think, because I'm brand new and I apologize for that. I was a little just put off, I'm sorry, with the fact that they, on this form, they type little bits of words out to the corner of your sentences and kind of smash their responses in.
Oh,
could be the formatting.
Seeing that they didn't even bother to really kind of do a.
Well, that happens sometimes when people are downloading it and then if they don't have full Acrobat, sometimes
Okay,
that'll happen.
that's what I'm checking. Because I don't
And
know.
that says that it's a nonprofit.
Where does it say?
Up at the top, it's listed as a nonprofit.
Oh, are they a nonprofit, Laura?
Up, right there.
Status organization? Because can you go all the way to the top for me? Madison Events Programs from Strong Medicine. Maybe I'm wrong, guys.
Let me look this up. Yeah. That would be.
Run Strong Madison. We produce events. We work with local businesses to produce festivals, athletic events, galas, and other community events. We promote the events and fill volunteer positions. We collect money through ticket sales, registration, sponsorships, grants, and donations. We use the money to cover event costs and pay the hourly volunteer wage to the organizations. Excess income is placed into a general fund account. Money from the fund will be used to purchase running gear for children in our community. We give back. We search for children's charities in the Madison area that are smaller and usually underfunded. We meet with them to verify the number. I don't think in any post-event report they've ever told us what any of it went to.
No.
We host running clinics for kids from underrepresented communities and help them enter their first kids run 5K, 10K, etc. So that's what that's everything their homepage says. So,
Well, how much are you in communication with them?
I'm sorry, what's that?
How much are you in communication with them?
Well, once a year. And we're on their website as well.
Well, what,
But I mean, it would be appropriate, I think, you could make a motion to say, we approve you for $1,500, because there's a lot of questions about the 5,000, is what do you do with your funds, what's the additional money for? I need to talk to you, maybe we could fix this, maybe we could do it different in the future, but you're giving us no information, and so we have no basis to look at this income. Talk to me, tell us why you want this to change. And I presume you're in a position to do that.
For sure.
well, they've got 2 EINs on there.
So it looks like on the mymadisonevents.com, which is, I think, their organization, it looks like they're running a foundation called Run Strong Madison, which is their
That's the
501c3.
one that I just looked up.
Yeah,
That's the 501c3.
because they have a 501c3 arm to
Yeah, because they need that to use
get
public,
grants.
well,
Yeah.
when you use public parks and stuff for their events, you can't, like a for-profit business can't use the streets and.
Right.
so
For,
they have-
for events that don't have a charitable partner, Run Strong Madison is the default charity.
Yeah.
Every event produced and managed by Madison Events will continue to fund other nonprofits through this unique partnership. That is a different structure.
So do we agree that we want to give them something?
I think we should.
Okay. Do we think that $1,500 is the amount?
I would say that's the standard amount that we've given other nonprofits like Gilda's Run, Pancreatic Cancers, 5K got you, I think they got 1,000. I'm trying to think of some other nonprofits that applied this year. Those two are the two runs that I know of that applied that were nonprofits.
I would go back to the thing, they haven't given us reason to, they haven't given us the data we need and rationalization to up it. Doesn't mean we couldn't up it, but they haven't given it to us. And
Yeah,
that's all.
I don't think anybody here thinks that,
Yeah.
nobody
Well,
thinks that we should give them 5,000.
Right, well, and the standard thing for us too is everything that we give is funded for our hotel tax. And so if an event doesn't have a room block, then there's no way for us to know whether or not they're bringing in tourists. So that's why usually we keep sponsorships at a lower rate. And we make it more like a marketing sponsorship. They have to put our logo on things. Because yeah, our grant fund has to at least partially refund itself every year so that we have money. Exactly. So what are we thinking?
Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve a $1,500 grant towards, to go towards the Hammond Hustle.
Second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
And we have Kylie here. She's the new director of Parks and Rec, if you all haven't met her yet. And Parks and Rec is applying for a grant for the Middleton Pump Track promotional video. I actually encourage them to do this because if we do it as a partnership, then we get access to all the video content for the website, for social media, for any future promos we want to use.
Well, I know Kylie and I don't trust her, so I don't. Just kidding.
And
I can't hear super well.
Okay,
I'm
I'm sorry.
I'm saying we don't trust you.
Oh, great. Yeah, I don't know. Hello, everyone. I haven't met everyone in the room, but hoping to do so over the coming year. And if you guys need any information on the pump track project that we have going on, I'm happy to provide that today. We just broke ground with the project on Monday with the with our contractor and getting started with the build, which should take about 8 weeks. maybe a little bit longer depending on weather and just work, or how everything kind of works out. So
Can
I
you
don't
talk
know.
a little bit about what a pump track is?
Yeah. I can give a little bit more information on what a pump track is. I think, do you have images of it at all, Mari?
No, I don't. I don't have a rendering.
Okay, so the pump track we did have up there in previous years was all a dirt pump track. So basically you take your any bike cycle that you have, and it you would just go through kind of over bump. They're like man-made bumps, and it keeps you pumping. And so once you go up and down, it keeps you going, and you don't actually have to pedal your bike as you go through a track system. The one that we're building currently is all made out of asphalt. And so it's the square footage of the project is about 8,000 square feet. But then with all the slopes and grading and everything, but the asphalt range is 5,000 square feet. So it's one of the largest pump tracks in the entire area, which is very exciting for the city of Middleton. We're working with Corp Capital Off-Road Pathfinders to help fund the project with a grant that they received from the county. And it's just a big partnership project, which is really exciting to have a lot of people in the community in the surrounding area involved in it. And yes, so pump track, I think it does a lot more justice with images and pictures. But it's basically like an asphalt track that has berms and edges, and it goes up and down basically, and you should just have to pump a little bit to get started, and then it kind of carries you through the course. And we have two different loops, kind of a harder loop and one that's more for novice riders.
And is it for racing? Will it bring races?
Skate park for
Okay,
bikes.
all right.
It's almost exactly like a skate park, but for bikes.
That's for
Yeah,
bikes.
maybe I
Okay.
can jump in.
There you go, Mari. I like that.
6 years, for 4 years. Think of a pump track as a roller coaster for bikes. That you start at the top, you get going. Once you go, you do this whole thing around a huge loop where you come all the way back to the end, and you fly over jumps. You do everything. You try to go as fast as you can. You zip, and you never have to really touch the pedals when you come back.
Got it. Conceptually, I understand it. I just didn't know if this was something that would bring people overnight because there was a competition of some sort. That's what I was trying
to. I can say in support of this only just because I guess I was kind of responsible for working with them to bring this in. It's involved with the whole cross-country ski park out there. We've had people coming from Illinois, people coming from Waukesha, people coming from Iowa, people coming from Minnesota already for just doing the stuff that's there, even without this new pump track. I think it's a huge draw. So, yeah.
Thank you.
And Kylie, have you chosen a production crew yet?
Yes, I have, and their name, I'm sorry, their name is it's Starlight, it sounds like, but it's something of that nature. I'm meeting with the company. What was that?
What did they quote you for the overall price?
They quoted $4,000.
Okay.
For the overall price, but we're working on deliverables and that, and we're looking to get more footage of it after it's completed, because we're not going to be able to use a lot of that construction phase. I still think it's really important to show how we came from here's nothing but a field and a bunch of trees that we had in the area. So just to kind of highlight the build of it for a smaller portion, but we won't be able to use that in the future. So we want to be mindful that most of the footage and that is of people using it, and then a few narratives. And a really positive piece to this is that it's an all ability, because it is asphalted, that we can have it be an all ability amenity to our community.
Say, Kylie, you mentioned originally 1,000 to 12,000. Where'd you get that range from?
I did.
Oh, you did, okay.
So we were, I've been sending her companies as well, and I did some RFPs for her. And one person came in at like $1,000. He's a one-man local freelancer. Our agency came in at 12. And then I know that she had somebody who came in at like 10, I think. And so she had said that she was looking for someone who was closer to a mid-range.
So
Yeah.
Kylie, are these existing trails that you're gonna put asphalt on it, or that you're gonna build the trails from the ground?
They are, it's all new. The system that's being installed, it wasn't any current trails. They're, they have to put all new drainage in. That's what they're working on. This week, they should be done with the entire drainage and base of the, into next week. Hopefully by the end of next week, they'll be done with drainage and base. The base work, so it's all new.
And is this open for the public, or is there a fee involved for them to use the pump track?
This is all free to the public. Our entire Middleton Bike Park is free use for the public. So we'll continue to move in that direction with it being a free amenity for the community. We're hoping in the future we'll get some picnic tables and hopefully a smaller picnic shelter for gathering space up there by the pump track. And we're not looking at any fee charge for the Middleton Bike Park and the pump track and the mountain bike trails.
It sounds amazing, and honestly, if the footage is good, having access to that is worth the
We
sponsorship.
wouldn't be able to afford to have our marketing agency to give us that footage for the same amount.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it would definitely, I actually encouraged her to do this because I thought this would be a very inexpensive way for us to also get the footage.
Mm-hmm.
And we do already promote the Middleton bike trails and park as a huge amenity to the city. And this is going to be, I think I read somewhere that it was going to be like one of the largest ones in the area. So it's going to attract people.
It would be one of that. Just if I could speak to Jose, where there used to be a pump track of dirt.
Yeah.
That is where the parking lot is in the golf course, and the golf course wanted that land. So we were kind of forced to move that part of the bike path over, and when the land opened up with Ironman for the ski resort thing, we were able to get that land and move it to a completely new place. So that the other bike paths are still there that goes on all the trails, but the pump track is totally relocated.
But will they share the same parking lot then?
No, there's a new parking lot. If you come in off of 14, the road that goes
Towards
back,
Drive.
that's where the parking lot.
There's about 80 parking spots up there.
Yeah, so the golf course is completely taken over. What
Got
was with their own.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a motion to grant a $1,500 destination partnership grant to assist with the pump track build.
Oh, video promotion.
Sorry, video promotion. And I also think that we all need to, when it's done, go and check this thing out. Sounds amazing. Yeah.
I second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Real quick side note, I wouldn't be doing my job, Kylie, if I didn't say make sure you check out chamber members when you guys are looking for vendors. So I know somebody who does a lot of work for us for pro bono that I would love to be able to promote here. So anyway, just always think of contacting the chamber, and I'd be happy to like push RFPs out to people who would be a good fit. Yeah.
Perfect.
I'll follow up with you with a letter.
All the cross-country ski
And
trails
I'll spell everything out for you.
bike trails in the summer.
Okay, thank you all very much for your consideration, and I will let you know when we have our ribbon cutting event that you all would be invited to participate in that and maybe even be in the video. So I appreciate your time.
All right, what was next?
Now we move back up. Welcome to new commission members.
Yes. All right, so we didn't really do the round table here, but John, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm John Schaefer. I've been in Middleton resident for 34 years, live in a landmark Victorian house on a corner of Middleton and South Avenue. So I can throw a stone from here to there. I've been renovated for 30 years and very involved with the city career at the university, professor, the dean, last as a retired school bus driver. I've been a member of committees, chaired Parks and Forestry, Recreation Committee for 6 years, been on airport planning, city planning, all kinds of stuff. Got elected to council. I'm bored. I got something to do. So one of my, I did attended to my job this week. So here I am. Welcome.
Todd.
Yeah, Todd Brush, area general manager over the Middleton Garden Inn, courtyard, and residence center here in Middleton. Been in the area now for a little over a year and a half. Love it here. Been in the hotel industry for many years, largely in the upper Midwest area, which is where I prefer to be, but happy to be here. Look forward to working with the commission.
Kevin.
Kevin Beggs, the general manager of Cabin Wood. I guess this is my, I don't know, third year, fourth year, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the stock holder. I've been with you for 40 years.
And Kate Miller, I'm the executive director of the chamber. I've been with the chamber since December of 2019, and this is my second term, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep, here.
Jim Strong, I'm the director of sales at the national area over on
And Jose, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Jose Garcia, and I own and operate the Harbor Avenue Diner in Middleton.
How long have you been on the commission? Has it been 4 or 5 years?
On the board?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Four.
It's been a handful.
Yeah.
If I have to guess, yeah, 5 or 4 years.
Harvey's our senior commissioner.
That's right.
No way. I think Jim wasn't Jim there before me?
Oh, were you? I thought you came on in like December 2019.
Yep.
I think perhaps Jim and I were about the same time.
Okay.
It wasn't long before you, Jose, though. It was very short amount of time before you came on.
Okay, so next up, hotel updates. Who wants to go first?
I mean, generally speaking, I think things have been picking up as of late. I think we have some decent looking group business moving into the fall. So hopefully we'll finish the second half of the year a little bit better than the first part of it. But it's kind of what I'm seeing anyway.
Yeah. A lot of the same for me. Business travel hasn't really increased from the last meeting. Surviving on group and leisure. So excited for the football season to start. UGM picked up well and is holding pretty strong, so that's great.
Yep.
All like that.
Speaking about UW, we had an opportunity to purchase a full page color ad in the UW football program. And since their traveling teams stay here, we jumped on it. So we'll add an ad as well with it. Hopefully a trackable QR code. So the whole ad will be about making a weekend of it. So talking about the different things that you can do. There's a Capitol Brewery and a National Buster Museum photo, and then a food photo from Middleton. And nope, that's in the meeting planner one. This one has Pheasant Ridge. So sort of like come for a game, make a weekend. That'll be what that is. So okay. And then I'm going to try to go through my section relatively quickly. Can we scroll down all the way to the first report? Okay, there we go. So the 23 tourism Q2 expense report. I try to produce this for you guys every quarter. Obviously Q4 doesn't even get report it out until next year. But this is where we're sitting right now. Our total budget for the year that we had allocated right there on the left versus our spend, and this is as of the end of June. I will say that we pay probably the majority of our marketing through the end of Q2 and the beginning of Q3. So right now we're definitely doing well as far as revenue over expenses. Down below, the forecasted revenue that we had thought for last year was $1,260,000. We had gone into the year assuming we would have a deficit, which also includes the $50,000 grant that we are giving CXC every year. But with an updated estimate for revenue using 22's numbers, right now it looks like if we spend every penny of our budget, which we won't because right now we haven't allocated all of our grant funds, we would still be up $13,000, and that is paying out that $50,000 grant out of this year's revenue and not our tourism fund balance, which was what the original intent would have been. So right now, if we stay on track, we're going to be doing well. Total fund balance I wanted to provide for you guys, and this we're at almost $3 million in our fund balance, which is like our savings, but this doesn't include like cost, liabilities, expenses. So we use our tourism fund balance to pay for everything until we've recouped our costs. And so this number is never 100% accurate until basically January once Q4 ends. I can tell you exactly where we were sitting in 23. But we have plenty of savings there if we hit another recession or anything like that, which we have to keep a minimum of about $1,600,000 in order to operate without having to cut services or staff. So we're doing well. If you could scroll down, we got our room tax collections in. So I included first quarter there, just so you could compare the total tax collected first quarter, second quarter in total, and then the city of Middleton receives 30% of our total share, and we receive 70. And then I included how much we've been paying Destination Madison each quarter. This money goes to Destination Madison because we are not a certified DMO because we're a city department. So we have to pay a certified DMO. The money is supposed to go toward marketing in kind, sales in kind. And this includes our Madison Area Sports Commission partnership as well. And I'll go over way more with you guys on that. But so far this year, we've spent over $100,000 on Destination Madison and MASC. I
could do the quick math, but is it a percentage of the total?
Yes, sorry. They get 17% of our 70. Yes.
Has it always been the same, Mary?
Sorry, what was that?
Has it always been the same? Did they get the 7%?
No. So Julie signed a contract January of 22 for a 2-year contract, giving them 17%. The previous contract, I think, was at 17, but going back historically, we didn't always spend 17%. And according to the state statute, the commission is the one that's supposed to decide how much that money is. And I believe that I could get in trouble for saying this, I don't know, but I believe Destination Madison has been driving that bus, has been telling us what we're going to pay them. And so it's going to be part of a larger conversation. I've been spending the last year trying to collect data from their leads, how many of their leads are actually translating into business for us, marketing that they've been doing in our name, because, like if they've included the Mustard Museum on a travel writer's sked, that kind of thing, to do an internal partner audit. And it'll be hopefully part of our strategic research that we do next year. And so, and we might find that it's completely worth our money, and we might find that we need to adjust that percentage. I can say that this year, MASC hasn't booked that many rooms for us, sports-wise, and we only have one event that I know of booked for next year through MASC. But again, that's why it's important for us to sit down and do the audit to find out, because last year we gave them almost $234,000.
Yeah, that's a sizable amount.
Percent dedicated to sports.
So 10% is supposed to go toward MASC and 7% to Destination Madison. But in addition to that, we provide sports grants. So for instance, last year we had USA curling and we had the women's hockey. We spent $50,000 getting those two pieces of business in addition to what we paid them. So we gave out two $25,000 grants. So that's why we need to do some number crunching.
Did we get money? Did we have money for, like, if we don't use it, there was did we have some money?
We did. So we had some money that came back to us last year, almost $20,000, because we had allocated money to events, specifically during the pandemic, that didn't happen. And MASC put that in holding. And we went back and asked for that money back simply because for tax purposes, we had to have it in our account so that we were paying taxes on it.
But it did not come back.
It did. Oh, well, yeah, it went into our general fund, yes.
Just on an educational standpoint, I understand why the numbers from the first quarter to the second quarter are double. Is that just a regular seasonal?
Yeah, second quarter and third quarter are always higher.
Like double.
January, February, and March are not high for us, and neither are the fourth quarter because we are really a winter
So you
destination.
expect that sort of flip in reverse going on.
Yeah, Q4 will be low again.
Yeah.
Q3 should be pretty high. Actually, it might even be higher than that because we've had so many events. But Q4 will probably be lower than Q1.
Just wondering.
All right, if you want to go down. Oh, and just so you know, Q2 this year was 11.5% higher than Q2 of last year. And I believe we did have a little bit increase in occupancy, but it's mostly due to our ADR. If you were to look at all of our STAR report, which I can't publicly, give out all the hotels information like that, but not having the hockey here for 2 solid weeks affected almost everything at like a baseline of 12%. But we had a really good May, and the ADR was higher, and it all balanced out. So here is, I just did percent-wise rather than giving actual like proprietary information on an open meeting here. But our occupancy, so it's year-to-date and percentage change of 22 to 23. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. But as you can tell, our occupancy rate in 23 from January to June of last year versus this year, obviously last year went up huge because we're coming out of the pandemic, and this year we went down a little bit, and that's probably due to the hockey. We had 2 solid weeks of, like, the Marriott was completely sold out, and we had overflow in several other hotels. ADR actually went up a little bit from January to June this year from last year. Supply is never going to change unless we build another hotel. So that's why it's changed in years past. We built 2 hotels in the last 3.5 years. Demand, again, it went down the same amount as occupancy. And I think that's because of hockey. And then revenue went up because ADR went up. So yeah, if anybody ever has questions about this, I just wanted to.
Is the permanent loss?
Yes, it was a world thing, and it was a fluke that we got it because of COVID. They lost their location, and they came and they used Capital Ice and UW, but they stayed with us. So it was a huge piece of business for us. Okay, you want to scroll down, please?
Have you talked to anybody about the Olympic training thing, the ski training center over there?
Oh, the outdoor
Looked at
center.
that
Yeah,
part,
we work
there's a
with
huge presumption that there would be people coming from all over the country to stay and be involved in it.
We're hoping. Yuri is supposed to produce events, and he works with Mass Harry Sports Commission as well. So here's the final budget you guys approved last month. There have been a few changes, just so you know. Finance department updated salaries, healthcare went up, and salaries went up because inflation. And then that also with the new projection of using the 22 revenue, Destination Madison's payment increase. So can you scroll down to the final? So our total budget that we're requesting is $1,425,496, which is a little more than 52,000 more from last year, and that's honestly, it's not a lot different than
And
what,
what's the percentage?
I'm sorry, percentage?
Different that you're asking for more.
$52,000 more
Yeah,
than
but
last
what's
year.
the percentage?
I don't know.
What's the increase? How much of a percentage increase is that from what you asked for last year?
Last year we asked, well, hold on, I can do the
Okay,
math.
so
Look it up.
yeah, 50,000.
I can do the math.
Oh, at 3.7.
Three.
Yeah, that's fine. They didn't mean to throw it at me. It's interesting to know what percentage it was.
Where's my dividing thing on this? All right, looks like up there. Wait a minute, 1/4. I'm forgetting how to do percentages here.
50,000 divided by 1.5.
It's like 36% higher.
No, 3.6.
Wait a minute.
Then I gotta
I
get
did something
36%.
wrong.
It's
Yeah.
not coming. Yeah, 3.6.
Oh, whoops, yep, you're right, sorry.
Okay, thank you.
I promise I'm smarter than this one, I'm not put on the spot. Okay, so we're $52,000, $52,000 a little bit more, and then the most of that is accounted for, well, not actually very much, it's salaries or healthcare really. We added some for inflation for advertising, and I don't know if you saw the agenda packet from last month, but I can send it to you, and it has everything broken down. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know, because this is what is going to be turned into the finance committee. All right, can you please scroll down? All right, that's it. Well, I decreased a couple of different accounts to try to make up for the fact that I knew we had to increase advertising costs because next year is an election year. And so some of our stream media, specifically in Q3, is going to cost a lot more. So we added $10,000 just as a buffer, and that's where we'll sit. If it costs more than that, we'll just decrease how much advertising we do. But yeah, with the election next year, it's going to be, and us being Wisconsin, things get more expensive. Okay, so what's next? Cross country ski trail update. So if you just want to scroll all the way down to the photos, Yuri is going to actually give a public update tomorrow, but he sent the renderings, and I had mentioned this in our last meeting, but I didn't have the art. So I wanted to show you, this is what the new proposed building is going to look like now that he's had that additional anonymous donation. So if you want to keep going, there are three pictures. There should be a third. So the upstairs will actually be ski rentals, his office, and the blue plate? Blue plate with the dining, and I think he said 100 people should be able to fit around dining. The first floor is going to be a physical therapist and the garage space, I believe. Those type of garage space.
Is that the parking lot behind there? Or are we looking south?
So yeah, you're from here. You're looking south. This way are the ski trails, and so the parking lot is just on the other side. And there are stairs on this side, but this side has a slope, so it's supposed to be, I think, fully ADA accessible.
It's going to be off just to the right.
Yes, it's on the other side of the parking lot on this side and all the way down the hill. And if you want to go up to the first photo, the first floor will be accessible ground level. So to rent your skis, you're not having to walk up and downstairs with skis in your hand. Because that was one of my first questions when I saw the
It's
blueprint.
really small when I first saw it there.
And then if there ever is an opportunity to expand, it would expand to the east. So that's what, and to my knowledge, this hasn't been put before Planning Commission. I don't think anything has been approved yet. These are just the newest artist renderings. everybody to know.
The whole thing's gone through a, GIP approval, general concept for the buildings and all that stuff. But not specific like this is going to plan.
Okay.
I've been in that for 3 years too.
Okay, so that is all I have.
They have an event tomorrow.
Yes, the event tomorrow, I sent everybody an invite if you can make it. I'm planning on going. I'm just staying for the actual updates, and then I'll share with everybody anything that he says that might be different. That's all I've got, guys.
Any items for the next meeting agenda?
I did mention, if I do have a trademark update for you guys, I'll let you know. I did get word that our bug, the little vertical one, not the horizontal logo, the bug logo has been approved and it has been posted. So as of this week, it'll be posted. There are 30 days to contest, and if nobody contests, then it's officially approved. And then they'll continue on with our horizontal logo. And we're just doing it domestically, unless you guys change your mind and you want to do an international copyright, we can. But right now, we're just keeping it domestic. And as far as I know, in October, I have nothing big to discuss because the budget will be done. So unless we have other grant requests. And I have reached out to a few people who normally do grants in early January, February, and asked them to submit by October, November, because generally we don't meet in December. We have sort of like a holiday party.
Is this the normal time and date?
It's the third Tuesday at 4.
So I get that on my calendar.
Yep. And I'll resend the calendar invite
Yeah.
to make sure that you're on that.
Get it on advance. Thanks for the procedure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like 4-month trip to Europe or something.
Does anybody want to make a motion? We do adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Bye, Jose.
Bye.
Bye.